Hi friends, this is the first in our series. We're doing a very exciting series because February is Black History Month and we have 9 ambassadors for our project. Our first one is Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass. And here's a picture of him that we're going to be putting together. And I'll tell you a little bit about him as we go. So I'm going to just keep this picture up here and I will show you. We're going to need to do it in stages. He's a big guy. See? Look how handsome he is. All the way down to his feet. And you see at the end, I've got his name. So when you have all your ambassadors together, you know who's who. You're going to need a glue stick. And I'm going to put him aside, but we'll show you as we go. So we're going to start in bits to help it. It's a big project. But if we put them together in little pieces, then it will be easier when we come to put them together at the end. So what I suggest you do is lay out all of the different pieces before we get started. And remember, we're going to build him together. All right? So I'll start first by having you're going to find his hair. His hair has a gray stripe. So you're going to put his hair together, and then you're just going to set this piece aside. So we're going to put his hair together and set it aside. You might want to put it near his face because it's going to go on top of his head. So you're going to need your glue stick, and you're going to glue his hair on. And then you're just going to set that aside. And it can dry. So I have his face over here. I'm just going to put them over here together and not worry about it yet. I also have his 2 eyes. I'm going to put them over there too because I know that they're all going to go together. Then next, I'm going to have his 2 arms, and I'm putting them in the direction in which his arms go. This way and this way. And you'll see with his hands, the thumbs go towards his tummy. So I'm going to put his arms together, and we're going to set them aside too. So I'm going to glue down one hand, and I'm going to glue down the other hand. And for me, it's easier if I remember to put them on the sides that they're going to go. So they're just going to wait over there. Then next, I don't know if you noticed, he has a beard. He has a beard. So this is his beard. And it's funny, we're going to glue the face back on to give the illusion that we're peeking through the beard. So we're going to glue it a little up top here because his beard hangs down. And when you're doing this, the smaller curvy side goes at the bottom. So just glue that there. We know that goes over by his face as well because his beard is on his face. So I'm going to set that piece over there. All right. So now what I suggest we do is we start with his big shirt. This is his shirt. See the flat part here? And he's wearing a nice, almost like a tuxedo, a white shirt with a bow tie. Do you see that? So we're going to glue down the white shirt part. And just like any of our projects, if you ever need to just pause it and get caught up, that is just fine. We've glued his white shirt down, but we need his bow tie. And it seems funny, but we're going to glue it down a little bit low because his beard hangs down low a little bit. Okay. So now his shirt is finished. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue on his arms. Remember, we set those aside? I've got this arm and this arm. But the way we do it is we're going to tuck it behind. So I put a little glue here on the edge, and I put it so that his hand is coming up front and kind of matches with his shoulder. See that? And let's do the other side. Little glue on the edge. And then we're going to tuck it behind, making sure that his hand can come up front, attaching to his shoulder. Now look how much we have done. We've completed his whole upper body. So let's go ahead, we'll stick on his legs. He's got 2 long legs. Just like before, I put a little bit at the top And we're going to tuck them underneath. His other leg. So while you're getting kind of caught up to where we are, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Frederick Douglass. Are you ready? So Frederick Douglass, he was an abolitionist. And an abolitionist is somebody who fought against slavery. They were trying to get it abolished, which means trying to make it go away so it would stop and end. He used to be a slave. He was an escaped slave, and he became someone who fought to abolish slavery, to make it go away. And he not only was he an author, which means he wrote, but he was also very famous orator, which means he was a public speaker. He was so smart and he was so powerful in his words that people would come and listen to him speak. And so his goal as an abolitionist was to end the practice of slavery before and during the Civil War. So all of our people that we're celebrating, we're going to go from further back in history all the way to the present. So this is from quite a long time ago, but he was a very famous man and he helped a lot of people. So maybe you've gotten caught up. I'm going to glue on his feet next, and you'll see, we don't really see his feet, but we see his shoes. Do you see that? I'm just going to put his shoes, kind of hover them over. They're halfway up and down. Here we go. And then we've got his shoes on. Let's go and work. I'm going to set him aside just for a moment. He can dry. And then we're going to work on, I want you to find the face. And we need, remember we have his beard, and we need the eyes. And we have his hair already. So you can kind of figure out how you want to position it before you glue it down. And we're going to use a marker to make his smile. So once you kind of have where you want it, you can go ahead and glue it down. So I'm going to glue on his eyes. And I have the dark part of his eyes kind of looking down. And then we're going to glue on his hair with his distinguished gray stripe. There we go. And then we have his beard and his mouth. But we're going to draw on the mouth. So Frederick Douglass was born in the 1800s. He's the beginning of our historical celebration. Not that there aren't many, many other figures, but this is just who we're starting with. And then we're going to give him, attach this part to his body, which we have all set up now. And it's had a little chance to dry. Okay, so now with our glue, put it on there. I like to let it so we can peek out and see a little bit of his shirt underneath. I know this is lots of steps, but look how handsome he looks. So once we have that on there, we need to give him a beautiful smile. I have my pen. A nice big smile. There he is. And you'll notice I also have a little tag. Can you see that? There you go. It says Frederick Douglass. And I put that on his shoe so that when we get all of our people we are celebrating together, they'll all have their name. It looks fantastic. You guys did a great job. It looks amazing. Great work, friends.